An International Monetary Fund IMF team led by Brett Rayner visited Djibouti from June 12 to 16 to discuss recent economic development, the outlook and progress on key reforms in the Horn of Africa. The preliminary findings suggested that rising global commodity prices have added to already significant budget pressures as debt service is set to triple this year for the recent expiration of G20 Debt Service Suspension Initiative (DSSI). It observed that following a series of external shocks, port activities in Djibouti remains subdued. Hence, urgent action is needed to create fiscal space for additional social spending, including to support vulnerable households facing higher prices. According to Mr. Rayner, the economic recovery in Djibouti appears uneven, while the economy has rebounded from pandemic-related disruptions with growth of nearly 5% in 2021. Port activity remains weak due to the conflict in Ethiopia and trade disruptions in China. Meanwhile, rising commodity prices are putting additional pressures on the balance of payments, and reserves are falling significantly over the past year. Rising global food prices have also put pressure on inflation, adversely affecting the purchasing power of the population. Growth in 2022 will depend on the resumption of port activity and is tentatively forecast at 3.5%. Rising fuel prices have added pressure on an already strained budget. Debt service is set to triple this year to almost 5% of the GDP following the expiration of the DSSI. Meanwhile, the authority have maintained fixed domestic fuel prices in the face of rising global price. As a result, fiscal revenues are set to contract sharply, according to him. The mission advised the authorities to create fiscal space to support vulnerable households faced with rising prices of targeting fuel subsidies and to strengthen cash transfer programs. The mission also encouraged the authority to urgently review additional measures, including domestic revenue mobilization and continued public financial management and governance reforms to create space for further social spending and to restore debt sustainability.